Hey, Nate Roxo, Francis Fernando from Total Solutions. Joined here with Nate Roxo, who is a very seasoned real estate agent, real estate entrepreneur, and personally a very good friend of mine as well. So I wanted to put this short video together to help real estate agents ultimately grow their business, but grow their business focused in one area. And that's taking the focus out of simply focusing on residential real estate, which is single family homes and condos, and kind of turning that focus and picking up an opportunity called income real estate or multifamily income real estate, and how you understand that. So Nate's perfected that market. His personal life has changed by what he's done in the real estate market. He's been in real estate for many years. So Nate, I have three questions that I'd like to extract, kind of dig into your head and extract that knowledge, that wealth of knowledge that could help many agents out there that could change their lives as well. So
Sure.
If you don't mind, can I jump in and ask you those three questions?
You got it.
Awesome. So first question is, do you see an opportunity for real estate agents to focus on income real estate? Do you see an opportunity there for them?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think it's a great way for agents to diversify themselves. Many times multifamily markets are serviced by only a few agents in that market.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely an opportunity for residential agents then to jump over into the multifamily side, and they could actually probably congruently work with both the residential book and their commercial or multifamily book. A lot of times they work hand in hand. A lot of times it's an additional option or education for their current clients who might be looking at other ways to put their money to use. So
right.
I definitely
buying
see
a home for themselves and then saying, hey, I've got a little bit of extra cash, maybe I'll buy an investment building to supplement my income.
Sure. And a lot of times, I mean, you're talking about multifamilies, you're talking about tangible assets, something they can touch, they can feel. A lot of times you're looking at getting higher returns in the multifamily market than you would in the stock market. So I think it's a good option to present out to your residential clients and potentially build a book of business that way as well. So
I agree. And you know what, I mean, I always talk about this. There's three age-old reasons that real estate will always remain good. The first is leverage, right? Like there's no other way you can leverage money like you can for real estate. The second is cash flow, right? The cash flow is unbelievable, right? If those properties are managed right, the cash flow is unbelievable. And the final is the tax benefits. Hopefully that won't change, but the tax benefits are still pretty significant out there for what you can do with depreciation and the mortgage interest reductions. So
sure. I mean, you look at all the big, the big guys out there in the investment world, they all own real estate for a reason. So
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great investment.
So if there is such an opportunity, and obviously you seized that opportunity and you've upscaled your life over the years. If there is such an opportunity, why aren't more agents doing that? I mean, in the quick poll that I've done, now I'm not purely in the real estate world as far as real estate agents, because I don't do brokerage, but the few people that I've interviewed, I find that, and I could be off here on my percentages, but probably 80 to 90% of folks work on residential and don't really focus on the investment side of the business. Why is that?
Well, I think the investment side, the multifamily side, is dominated by a few people with a lot of experience, long-term experience. But I think the biggest challenge for residential agents to jump over to the, I guess you wouldn't say commercial, but if you're talking multifamily side or even income producing side, a lot of that's
education
and lack of experience, I think, holds them back. They don't have the confidence to go out there.
I was going to say lack of confidence, right?
Confidence, sure. Yeah, I think, when you're going out and trying to grab new customers, you want to feel confident in yourself that when you're talking to them about numbers, figures, investments, returns, you're not sounding like an idiot.
Right. Yeah, you want to use the proper lingo, like cap rates, cash on cash return. I mean, these are all lingo that is in the multifamily or investment market.
Right. So I think basic principles. I think you're going to be teaching them some of this, but you're looking at NOI, net operating income, cap rates, how to calculate that, return on investments, cash on cash returns, debt services. And if you start getting into some of the larger stuff that I'm doing now, you're looking at internal rate of returns and other calculations such as that. Those take some work. It takes some time to educate yourself and to sit down and actually do calculations. You also want to get an idea what the market, your local market is giving as far as cap rates, et cetera. That way you can sound like you belong. Have some confidence when you talk to somebody. When somebody questions you about the cap rate, what are things selling for, you understand how that calculation is created, what goes into it, and you have a better understanding of your marketplace and that particular property that you're speaking about. But confidence, I think it takes some work. It takes some education. It also takes probably making some mistakes and learning from them. I did plenty of that when I was younger. So,
Right. So
multifamily world. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, so if I was a new agent, say I was a brand new agent, Nate, or I was an agent that was pretty seasoned in the residential condo market, and I was sitting in front of you and I said, hey, Nate, give me some advice on how you did it and a couple of steps on how I could achieve what you've achieved, right? What would your advice be? And then if you could somewhat quantify it and how it changed your life. I mean, of course, you don't have to give me dollar figures, but obviously your personal life has changed over the period that you've developed.
So I'm a big believer in constant education. And when you're talking about investment properties, like we said, you need to know what you're talking about. So, educate yourself, read books. Excuse me, I've got the phone ringing over here.
It must be a real estate sale.
Yeah, right. Well, I just hung up on them by accident. So, but anyways, give me one second, Francis.
That's okay.
Sorry about that. Where was I going with this? Yeah, education. Yeah. Read books. Educate yourself. Go listen to some of your local gurus. How I started, I was an insurance agent. I insured quite a few multifamily properties. I was able to translate and take those clients and move them into my residential or my real estate brokerage book. My family had some real estate properties too, some investment properties, so that helped me get off the ground. But I went to the local real estate investors association meetings. I went to networking groups. I put myself in front of other investors. I tried to learn from them. And it took some time. I think anybody who gets into real estate knows it's not just like that.
Yeah,
it takes months,
it's pure
years to build it. Yeah, you have to hustle in the first few years to build your book of business. And I think I was able to, over time, kind of build a niche for myself in the multifamily market. Yeah. And there's some other agents here in our market that also build themselves in that niche. I think it's a great niche for somebody to get into. I still do a lot of residential, but I definitely probably equally, if not maybe a little bit more, get involved in multifamilies these days. And plus, I enjoy the calculations, the numbers. It drives me. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. And then 6 years ago, I started doing more investments. We started off in 3 families, 6 families, 12 units here in New Hampshire. And then we started taking courses nationally with a large guru and coaching for 2 years. Went to many seminars, courses, had coaching every week. And now we're buying apartment complexes and we're purchasing them nationally now. So we also have the brokers who are mostly doing the investments, and we're looking for emerging markets throughout the United States, trying to hit the markets at the right times, purchasing large apartment complexes. We bought our first one, I think it was 5 years ago in Austin, Texas. Hit a real good time. 2 years later, we sold it. I don't know what the exact number was, but we made over 200% profit, 200% cash on cash or ROI profit. And now we're invested. We have over 850 apartments currently in Texas, Georgia, Chattanooga, New Hampshire. We just closed on our largest one, which is a $20 million deal in Chattanooga. But that's all confidence. That took me 5-6 years to get to the point I am at now. and it was a lot of education.
A lot of it.
And a lot of it.
And so what you just said, I mean, you were true to that statement where you said you are a constant believer in education because you just took those courses, and obviously, you're still educating yourself on how to, upscale and do larger deals and all that. So
I thought I knew quite a bit when I've been a broker for 16 years in real estate. And then I learned once I went into that large, the national coaching and large apartment complex arena that I knew very little. When I got, some of the terms, the cap rates, the ROIs, that stuff's the same, but now you've got to learn how to manage assets, manage managers.
Right. So as I look at your career development, right, and correct me if I'm wrong here, in the start, you were really sort of hustling and managing the 102 family properties and 3 families and sort of involved in the management and the tenants. And
right.
And as you kind of progress through that, like where you are today, you're managing the manager, right? So, I mean,
I'm a lot less hands-on with the properties now, and I more manage the managers on site. I do conference calls with them weekly. I get reports now. And that's kind of what it's taken me. It's taken me to the next level, and it's given me a lifestyle that I think I never could have imagined 6 years ago.
So with time, not only has obviously your income has risen, but your income has risen, your education has risen, and so has the sort of the focus and the kind of people and the focus that you're on is, again, not working with the properties and the day-to-day. You're managing the manager managing the asset, which is unbelievable. I mean, that's a great place to be at.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I still work in the brokerage. I still work with buyers and sellers, but now I've got a lot more information that I can pass on too, right, which helps me bring in new clients. And I think that's what's key for a residential agent looking to move forward is educate yourself, grow. It's not going to be overnight. But now looking back, it was worthwhile, and now people come to me because of my experience.
Oh, I know, and locally, I mean, my experience with you, Nate, I mean, obviously we're personal friends as well, but involvement with you is locally in Manchester or in New Hampshire. You're known as the guy who, I mean, you have investment real estate, you want to sell your investment real estate, Nate Roxo, right? You're looking to buy investment real estate, Roxo. I mean, you're pretty well known in the market. So, to your credit, you still do roll up your sleeves and get in there and take the pictures and market and hustle on.
We're not scared of that stuff, obviously.
No. All right. Well, Nate, you know what? I appreciate this, Nate. This is valuable information for me. This is, I think, going to be very valuable information for people out there that are looking to figure out how they can grow themselves in the real estate brokerage, agency market. So I appreciate that. If you could do a little, share your phone number and your email address. And again, for anyone looking at real estate, take it as a personal testimonial from me. Nate can deliver when it comes to sales or purchases, particularly in investment real estate in New Hampshire. He's local in Manchester. So go ahead, Nate, share your phone number and your email address, and I'll make sure.
Sure. Feel free, if anybody has questions, you can always email me or call me. My cell phone is always the best way to reach me, 603-396-6496. And my email is Nate, N-A-T-E, at Roxo, which is my last name, R-O-X-O, R-E for realestate.com, Nate at RoxoRE.com. And good luck to everybody. I think the multifamily market and income-producing properties is a great market for you guys to go out and capture new leads, new business. And I think it's not saturated, where residential market is very saturated. Yeah. So I'd say, put your foot out there and be excited about it. It's really a fun market to get into.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Nate. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
Take care.